Hello everybody, my name is Amelia, though on the gallery I am Room Sultana, and I decided to finally put up a speed build. This is my first speed build, so please judge me nicely. And you can already see what I am doing is borrowing off of Lil Simsy, who I greatly admire as a builder, and putting up a bunch of flying saucers just so I can see what I'm doing. Now, you can ignore what I do with the floor plan in the first little bit unless you're curious as to how I got there, because I later decided my concept for this, which is to, again, stealing from Little Simsy, make a apartment for the first generation of her and somebody else whose name I can't remember, for their Not So Berry challenge. So look up the rules to that. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but each generation has a color theme. Let's start with that. And I got there originally with those chairs that came with Parenthood. I use a lot of Parenthood in this. And the first generation is mint. So I decided, well then, why don't I not only make her look, her being Peppermint, my first generation heiress, or founder, I suppose. Why don't I not only make her look mint and have all her outfits be mint, but why don't I make her entire apartment mint? So you'll find this on the gallery as ApartMINT with an I, because I am a sucker for very, very cheesy puns. Any Hoosiers. Now I was finally starting to get where I wanted the floor plan to be. So the dining room stays there. It changes up a bit, but it stays there. That bedroom stays there. And I had, by this point, finally worked out a bit of a floor plan. Now, most of what I do in the mint is in the decor. I do have things painted the correct color, so I have a mint type of paint going on there, and some greenish floorboards. There we go, there's my mint. It's actually really similar to the color of my room, which I'm in right now, so that's a bit meta. But I have forgotten my words, and at this point I knew exactly what I was doing, and I had decided I'm just going to filter things out. So away with that table. Time to do something new. A little bit about me. I am young, but I am not still in high school. I actually have a GED, and I am very proud of that. I don't think there are enough people out there who are proud of their GEDs. And it was my decision to get it. And I know I sound like I'm overcompensating right now, but I'm just trying to cover all my bases. I'm going to be starting pastry school in the new year, but my true love is interior design and Sims. No, though that is something I greatly enjoy. I also decided to have the second bedroom be rose themed because the second generation is the rose generation. So I needed a bedroom for my little heir and spare, whose names I have not gotten to yet because I only just started the challenge very recently. A note that you probably can't buy this apartment as a starter apartment, but if you don't really care about money cheats, that is fine, or if you want to work your way up to it, that is also fine. We are all about deciding to do things your own way here, as I mentioned with my GED and my pastry school. But we need more beds is something that you hear a lot of people say, because it's true. Because it was very hard to find a bed that both was pink and or red and did not clash with that turtle-esque carpet, which I think I later changed, actually. But I ended up using one from the base game and one from City Living, which is one of my favorite things. I also used the Parenthood Again kitchen, partially because, oh, and by the way, I press the escape key a lot, so that's why you're going to see that come up all the time. But in the Parenthood set, we have a kind of little oven that looks kind of like it's an Aga or a La Cornue. So it's in all sorts of fun colors, and I've kind of been waiting to use it for a really long time. Where is it? When do I get to it? Not to say I don't use it in the less fun colors all the time, because I do. But it has a really nice seafoam mint pistachio color that I don't get to use as often as I'd like. And if anyone knows of a way to get a Aga in real life, how to make enough money to get an Aga or a La Cornue in real life, please let me know. That would be an absolute dream, but I am going off on a tangent. The cabinets I had a bit of trouble with because the ceilings are so high in this apartment, which typically in real life is fun. In Sims world is a little bit harder, especially with that little longer one from Parenthood, because it wasn't quite going onto the cabinet like I wanted. So I ended up doing a lot of layering of the cabinets, which ended up actually being kind of fun. And you'll see in a moment, I believe I actually layered that tall cabinet with a bunch of those little guys to make it blend in more. Escape key again. Wah! As always. Oh my goodness, my voice. I do not have a great performance voice, which is funny because I did theater for a very long time. You would think it would be a little bit better. No. And of course the Alt key, if you do not know by now, pressing down the Alt key enables you, or gives you the ability to place things outside the grid and takes away the snap, which is so much easier than Sims 2. I haven't really done Sims 3 too much, but Sims 2, it was just a bit of a nightmare typing in the testing snap to grid off whatever every time you wanted to free place something. I honestly tried building some things in Sims 2 a little while ago, and I had so much trouble because I got so used to the fun little cheats and little shortcuts that you can use in Sims 4. And apparently I made that bedroom smaller, which makes sense. It looked a bit too big. And again, we need more beds. We need more beds. I sound like a dying xylophone there. I'm sorry about that. But the master bedroom is something that currently Pepper is only in my current save. So she is still looking for her Mr. or Mrs., though I tend not to do same-sex pregnancy in my Sims. I'm all for same-sex rights. I am as lipstick lesbian as they come. So, yes, rights good. But I tend to also include realism in my game, except for aliens, because I love me some aliens. I actually did a save that's all the Sims 2 neighborhoods, and I have so much fun playing with the Smith family, with the Pollination Technician and Jill Smith. Oh my goodness, so much fun. Jill and Jenny and Johnny. And I really actually, one of my biggest criticisms for The Sims 4 is the parallel universe, which I understand why they did it, but one of my favorite things about Sims is all the lore that you get and the continuation of the stories. So I was really excited for that and really disappointed that I didn't get that in The Sims 4. But we ended up getting more in terms of the history with Princess Cordelia and all the lords and ladies that came with following expansion packs. So I guess it made up for that a little bit. I don't know. I still miss the Pleasant family. I still miss Lucy Burb. But that is a discussion for another time. At this point, I started putting up the art, or actually a little bit ago. I started putting up as much art as I could find. And I realized that the Spa Day set just has all this stuff in the mint color, which was super handy. That rug is way too big. It's another thing. I wish that we just had like all the swatches of all the rugs in all the different sizes. Like, I wish that instead of getting new rugs, we'd get like new swatches, or both. You know, both would be fine. Sofas. There we go. Now we're using tons of stuff from Spa Day. That rug, though, I believe is from Bowling Stuff. Anyhow, I kind of describe this color as like a sort of dentist toothpaste color, which isn't the most attractive thing. Oh, and we got our video save thing over there. Yes, this video was taken in 3 parts on my kind of downtrodden laptop. I shouldn't say downtrodden. It's a Mac. I'm very proud of my Mac. It's the little engine that kid. But yeah, that was one thing I liked about Sims 3. Sorry, am I going back to a conversation I was having with myself about like 5 minutes ago? I'm not sure. But one thing I did like about Sims 3 is it definitely expanded on the family trees and the families. And I have a theory that Morgana Wolf is secretly the daughter of Frida Goth and someone unknown. I do not know yet. I haven't gotten that theory that far yet. But let me know what you think, you one person who's watching this. Is Frida Goth secretly the mother of Morgana Wolf in Sims 3? It's possible. It's not probable, but it's possible. I don't know. I like to think that they're all connected. I like to think that, I don't know, maybe Princess Cordelia is a goth because it fits with the naming scheme. That's about all my evidence. And she liked her Queen Anne furniture. But, oh, there we go. I knew I've changed the carpet because there's a mint swatch there and not a mint swatch in the other one, and I didn't want to have the green floorboards everywhere because technically it's supposed to be more mint than green. The lighting was a bit difficult as well because it's another thing, another little complaint I have is everything, all the lights, out of all the lights there are maybe like 3 or 4 that give off like usable light, and then all the others you pretty much have to put flying saucers or other ones around to make it usable at all, and then that just cranks up the bills. Though, little hack, if you can handle keeping your Sims in apartments, that pretty much gives you set bills. Yay! I pretty much have a formula for doing bathrooms, which I just noticed I'm doing. And it's usually 2x3 in the sort of pattern that you're seeing here. Another Parenthood sink, which I really wish that we could put stuff under, but I didn't feel like putting too much clutter up because I figure if you want to have clutter, you can put the clutter there yourself. That mirror from Glamour Life I really love, but I tend to find it's too big. However, in this case, it was actually too small, so I just put all sorts of more mirrors from Glamour Life, and I made that mirror non-functional, put it over the chess table. That's another thing with this challenge. I included everything that you should need to get the appropriate skills for the first generation, which I believe are logic and mischief, so I included a chess table and I included a computer. I have not checked the rules about the second generation, so I didn't put too much in the Rose Room. Gosh, that sounds so pretentious. The Rose Room. Oh, we'll be putting you in the Rose Room. Oh, I do voices too. That's a thing you should know about me. I spend way too much time perfecting my accents and ridiculous voices, so be warned. And there's the IKEA lamp. Pretty much any lamp with paper on it, I just call it the IKEA lamp. Even though, you know, I think the appropriate term is lantern. There's also a lot of, like I said, since it's all toothpastey, there's a lot of things from Get to Work that are in that kind of minty color. So I tried to figure out some ways to do that because we got the doctors and the hospital, escape key, and Get to Work. So I tried to incorporate that. That cabinet, by the way, is a little bit too, there we go. We're in the screenshots now, yay! You see how I changed that cabinet because I wasn't quite sure the sim would work in it. But it's not there in that screenshot. So I must have done those out of order. We're in the bedroom now, and because I didn't sim test this, and I am very sorry about that, please let me know if these things work, because I honestly do not know. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will hopefully see you again. Bye!